Fat, 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 fat. We're the Fat Peeps.
Hey, peeps.
Hello?
Welcome, everybody, to the Phat Peeps podcast, episode number 38. This is a podcast where we, the Phat Peeps, gather to talk about nerdy media and stuff like that. Of course, I'm your host today, Joey, and I am here with the other Phat Peeps. We got PJ,
Hello.
cameraman John,
Oh, hello.
and Garrick.
Hola!
¿Cómo estás?
Be it.
And I think today is going to be a short one. We don't have a whole lot of topics
a
to go
shorty.
over. It's been kind of a slow news week
Yep.
in terms of
no.
games and media and stuff like that. So there's not a whole lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to make it a good one anyway. But of course, before we get into any of our topics, we always like to start the show with our icebreaker question of the day.
Ooh. What's that?
Today's icebreaker question is,
What?
what is
Wait.
everybody's favorite holiday?
I was like sitting on the
Oh.
edge of my chair waiting. I was like,
Great
yes?
question.
What's the question?
Great question, Joey.
What is the question?
The question.
Is the question?
I feel bad. I always want to go first because I automatically know the answer. But
Oh my god.
Did you
I'll
choose
give-
this question? Is that why?
I don't
I
know.
know.
Maybe.
Oh my-
I kind of think of a
He
lot.
came
of
up with the question, so
icebreakers.
he had time to come up with the answer.
Oh no! I always know the
Cheating.
answers to this question. It's easy, but why don't we let John go first then? Because he
Oh.
sounds so adamant.
Oh God! Why me? I don't.
Because
Here's the
you're
thing, I
bitching
don't-
that I want to go first.
But holidays are like my children. I love them all equally. I can't
Aw.
choose all of them. But if I do,
Except
I'd say
for St. Patrick's Day.
Madagascar's Independence Day is my favorite.
Whoa.
It's on June 26th.
How do you typically celebrate that, John?
I was like, who's gonna go there and ask him?
No idea. I just looked it up on Wikipedia. Can I say what I liked as a kid? Because it's really easy.
Yeah.
Go
Kid
on.
holiday, my favorite. Wee John's favorite holiday as a
Wee
wee
John.
lad.
Weenie
Wee
John.
John's wee lad. It was, of course, Christmas because of the presents.
Oh.
Of course. Why wouldn't it? You know. But as an adult, a boring adult, I don't find much fondness in Christmas anymore. I mean, I do like I do like the holidays.
Oh,
you know, I
no.
like hearing the Christmas music, every month and stuff like that. Well,
I'm
now it's like every
offended.
every
It
year,
starts
4
in the
months.
middle of
Yeah,
October.
Oh,
I'm
dude,
looking at
for
you,
real.
Coles.
Yep.
Getting like Christmas ads on YouTube,
Right.
and it's
Yeah.
like, dude, it's like, we're talking
chill.
like October 20 something, like
Yeah.
unreal.
Yeah.
Kind of gross.
And then as an adult, I want to say Halloween, but it's not really a holiday because
No, it's a holiday. That's fine.
Is it? But then again, it's like I don't really do anything on Halloween. It's
Yeah,
just
that's
the
probably
idea
why
of
you like it.
No, I don't. Because the idea of Halloween I love, but I don't do anything on for it. I don't go to Halloween
Yeah.
parties. I don't go out to. I mean, I used to go to like the haunted mazes and stuff. I love that stuff, but not so
Oh,
much
yeah.
anymore.
Well, I mean,
So I guess I like the idea of Halloween if I did more with it, celebrated it, actually celebrate it instead of just sitting home and not, or yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just like holidays where families can get together, families and friends can get together. So any of those,
Agreed.
I guess, are nice.
Ha-
So
Hol-
Friendsgiving.
Halloween can be a gathering.
Yeah, but we don't.
We
family
usually
friends.
no, we
I don't know
usually
why.
do. It's just this
We
year we
do?
didn't.
Yeah.
Wait, what did we do last year?
Yeah, we've done that
We always game every
most
year.
years.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
We
oh,
usually do like Jackbox and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean like Halloween as in like the scary stuff, which
Oh,
half,
yeah.
half of us don't do. So that's
I
why it's like,
That's
just-
it
yeah,
would,
that's never gonna happen with
it
me.
would
so.
it would be my favorite, but I don't have anyone to do
Oh.
spooky stuff with.
I'm
Call me-
here.
Garrett will
yeah,
do
so-
spooky
hi,
stuff.
Hi, Garrett.
Hello.
But yeah,
You never
I'm
asked me.
I'm so sorry.
I didn't know this was gonna open a can of worms.
I
and,
know.
Thanks for the invite.
I went to therapy for so many years for this, guys, and it's finally coming
Oh
out.
no!
I just wanna
See
say
who
it.
needs therapy when you have a Fat Pete's podcast.
Halloween would be my favorite if you guys would just be spoopy with me.
I'll be spoopy next year.
Okay. Hopefully Rona's gone by then.
Allegedly.
We can only hope, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
We can only hope.
Also, I do like myself some Malta Independence Day, which is on September 21st.
Oh.
Can you
that's
stop
a
using
classic.
Google?
Oh.
Google holidays.
No, okay, I'm not talking to you, Google. I really not. Stop.
Uh,
What a pain ass.
I want to piggyback off of John's though.
Oh.
Yeah, all the like, you know,
Madagascar.
like, no,
Peru's
not
Independence
that.
Day? July 28th?
Halloween.
28th? Oh, yeah.
Right. Because like Christmas and like all the other holidays where you're like gathering your family, and those are cool or whatever, right? But I like holidays that are about partying, and Halloween, total party holiday. Also, excuse to get dressed up.
Oh,
And
yeah.
everybody
yeah.
loves to get dressed up.
Oh,
Everybody's
wants to be a
fun.
slutty kitten.
Exactly. Hot. Tell me more about this.
I
Joey,
really
no, Joey
like
specifically.
the 4th of July.
Oh, you can blow.
Oh.
Well, we can't
Because-
blow stuff up because California.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
But-
That was a
lives in
weird
California,
pause
too.
there, John. You can blow stuff.
Up.
Hot.
I was like,
But it's more because it's like summertime and it's hot outside and like it's daylight for a
Streaking
really
weather.
long
Yeah.
time. So you get to like day drink all day and like play games and barbecue in the backyard, and like I'm sure that like other countries have similar types of holidays because like clearly 4th of July is like American
Yeah.
Independence Day. So
Yeah,
it's
pretty much. Yeah.
specifically only
Uganda's
for us.
Independence Day. It's October 9th, by the way. So that
Oh,
passed
wow.
a month ago.
But I mean, I don't know if they celebrate it in the way of we do of like getting drunk and blowing fireworks up.
I don't see why not. Hey, do
sorry.
you guys want to? Do you guys want to celebrate Lebanon's Independence Day? It's
Oh.
on the 22nd of November, so it's coming up pretty soon.
Tempting.
Excuses to party. Am I right?
I
Yes.
guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we don't really necessarily
Actually,
need excuses
Dominica's
for
Independence Day is coming up in 2 days, November
Wow,
3rd.
so many.
There you go.
We could have a party like pretty much every day.
Yeah, exactly.
it. Yeah. if
Okay,
you-
who's got to go still?
I'll go.
Derek, but I'll go last.
I would say I've never been like my family has never really made Christmas as big of a deal as most families do. It would be very like it's usually a quiet Christmas, just us, and sometimes we would go visit some family on certain years. But as of now, I don't know. Lately, I've been looking forward to like the holidays where we would have a gathering amongst
Oh, awkward.
friends.
Oh, awkward.
So, but that's out the window. So it used to be like July or Memorial Day, but a constant for me would be I think Thanksgiving because I get that guaranteed day off after of Black Friday because of where I work and that means I have Christmas to look forward to as well. So it's like pretty much that whole run up to New Year's is just like a recharge session for me. The season of recharging. And I like that. So
It's like the exact opposite of my life. You're like, oh, it's so relaxing, and it's like, no, it's
Yeah.
dreadful and horrifying.
awkward.
That's why
It
you gotta
makes me
get out of
cry
that,
myself to sleep at
what's
the
it called
beginning
again?
of October.
Get out of. Wait, oh shit! I'm
It's
blanking.
weird that I've always thought of
Retail.
Thanksgiving
Retail.
as like the Thursday to Christmas's Friday.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like the holiday that like obviously everybody's like stoked on Friday, but on Thursday you're like kind of stoked because tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah.
You know
oh
what I
my
mean?
god.
That's
that
true.
reminds me of when my like
Which is basically
I
what
think-
Garrick said.
yeah I think my my oldest memory I have being disappointed. I think I must have been like I don't know, like 3 or 4 or something. It was just after what was it? Oh yeah, Halloween. And
Oh, no.
I was talking to someone like a mom or dad or something. Oh, I can't wait because that means Christmas is next. And then whoever I was talking to was like, oh wait, what about Thanksgiving? I was like, Thanksgiving. I guess I didn't remember it because it's like, I remember
What
last
is
year's
that?
Christmas. So I was like super disappointed. I was like, there's another month before Christmas. And I was like so disappointed. And I still remember Wee John being so sad for the rest of the day.
Oh,
Learning that there's
See,
a
it's like-
holiday and a month between.
it's in the
Christmas.
way.
I love
Yeah,
how you have
it's
like a full-on memory of like your
Yeah.
most crippling disappointment in life.
It's kind of funny because I remember it so like vividly. I remember there's like I was outside of a school. And there's like
So
like
heartbroken.
like a brick wall next to me. It's I don't know, it's just a bizarre memory I have, and it always brings it up when this time of year, just because depression is that depression's like
It's real.
seasonal.
Yeah,
Start from there.
That's true.
Start from there.
That's so sad.
Oh man, yeah.
I'm sorry, John.
I'm sorry,
know.
John.
Someone just destroyed your
Let this
life
come
in
out.
5 seconds.
I know exactly.
But
What were
see,
you saying,
it-
Joey?
It's just like going through Wednesday thinking it's Thursday.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And then you find out
Oh,
at the end
I
of the
hate
day, you're
that.
like, what?
Yeah.
It's Wednesday? I still, oh man.
It's like I got that when I was 4 or 5 or whatever. I don't remember. Oh man.
I guess I'm last. So, regardless of the point that it causes crippling anxiety and sleeping, falling asleep, crying every night,
Oh no.
this time
This
of
is
the
so
year
fun.
is my favorite still, like Christmas and everything. Like the
Like
day of, I love
Christmas isn't coming up. It's Thanksgiving.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
Just
have a
checking.
nervous breakdown. It's gonna be all right.
He just clumps them together because they're like
Oh, okay,
basically
okay,
the
okay.
same.
They're similar
Especially
to
in
me.
his environment.
I
Not
like
to 5-year-old me.
I like Thanksgiving because it's relaxing as well. And now that I kind of have like a family more involved with it, like Sarah's family is very involved with the holidays and getting together, so it kind of like creates a different atmosphere for me. For some reason, I've held on to Christmas very well, even though every single year turned into some sort of fight on Christmas Day, and then
What?
one of us walking away crying.
Oh no. Oh
Um,
no.
Oh no.
You know what this episode would be called? Like everyone's nervous breakdown or what? No, what? No, never mind.
The train wreck leading
The
to the
train wreck
holidays,
leading- yeah,
or the holiday leading to a train wreck. But I don't know. There's just something that I love so dearly about Christmas Eve. It's not even Christmas Day, but Christmas Eve that I love. Just sitting there drinking some eggnog, listening to some Christmas tunes, and like smelling pine, and it's more or
yeah.
less the atmosphere
Oh.
that gets me, and it's just so chilling, relaxing, knowing that like that next day, regardless of anything, I have it off, and I'm gonna be able to just enjoy it. And it's like the gifts are cool. I'm still a big like proponent of getting a gift on that day, and most of the time I end up buying my own gift, and I'm just like, oh, I'll just wait for Christmas because like I like looking forward to a day.
Huh.
But just the holiday itself
Yeah.
is
I feel like
cool.
that's why like the Christmas has like been like decreasingly my least like becoming my least favorite holiday. Is like I don't look forward for gifts because I'm like if I really want something, I'm just gonna get it myself, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want
Wait.
to not just to wait, but I don't want someone's like kind of stressing out over what to get me just because
Oh.
I don't know what I want until I want it. You know.
Oh no,
So
I
it's
just tell
like,
people to
Yeah.
pull it for me. I'm just like,
Yeah.
hey, give me the money. I'm already getting what I
Yeah.
want, and then they just give me
Yeah.
the money, and I order it, and then I put it under the tree
Okay.
for myself.
Oh,
Like,
that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
well, I mean, like that's just there's a pleasure in waiting for something. It makes it sweeter for me. Like
Indeed.
Just buy
it-
things. I'm all
Huh?
about that instant gratification.
Yeah. same here.
What? I can buy it now on Amazon and it's going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh,
go.
no,
yeah.
I
I
don't
do
know.
love
For
the
me, it
surprise,
doesn't feel
though.
as nice. It doesn't.
That's why. Go for it.
Oh, I was just gonna say like the tablet that I just bought. Like
Yeah.
I love this tablet. It's fantastic. It does everything that I want it to do. It's just like it just came so quickly, and I was just like, oh, it's just a tablet. It's like I don't
Yeah.
know. It's so much better than my old one in every way, but it doesn't hit the same way that it should have. Like I should have been way more excited about it, but it was kind of like an impulse buy for Black Friday because it was on sale.
Oh no.
And I had been wanting to get a new tablet because my old one was acting up. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. There's something nice about waiting for something
Eh,
for me.
I think the surprise is more interesting though. Like if I know what it is, then I'm like, Cool.
I'm never surprised though.
Yay.
Like
I mean,
I
but-
hate it because
Yeah.
whenever I get a Christmas present from someone, I always feel bad because they always like, "Oh, he doesn't like it," and I'm just like, "No, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like I don't know."
Aw.
My face gives an expression because my standards are gonna be like up here, and then no matter what you
PJ.
get me, it's gonna be down
PJ.
here. So no matter
PJ.
what I open, I'm
PJ.
not gonna be like, "Oh my god, it's everything I ever wanted." Like
It's called yeah, that's it. It's called acting. You have to be an actor.
Yes.
Don't show your
exactly.
disappointment. Act.
Yeah,
but
and
my
that's
I wear my heart
that's-
on my sleeve. I can't.
And that's what's always guided me as far as gift giving is if I don't have anything cool to give somebody or meaningful to give somebody, then I won't really give them a gift because I feel like they would appreciate that than
Yeah.
always giving them a crappy gift every single year.
Yeah, it's a thought that counts, I think.
Yeah.
It's not really
Yeah,
it's not
because-
really if you will like it or not. I feel like
Yeah.
if someone gifts me, it's already like 100 times better just cuz
Yeah.
oh, it's like you thought about me. You thought you went through the effort of getting me something. So that's what
Yeah.
what I feel like that's
Well,
the
okay,
gratitude
so
even though if I
then-
don't show it, that's the gratitude I have. It's like thank you for like wow, going out of your way and giving me something. That's cool.
But then the argument
cool
comes
thing
up, would you be happy if someone just gave you money or a gift card? Like would that it's like they're still thinking of you, but they're thinking of like
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what I've been getting for like the
I
last
see
10
because
years of
I'd
Christmas.
prefer that. It's
Yeah.
instead of giving me something that I can't use or I don't want.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
But the problem with gift cards is I pretty much tend to use those on like things I need anyways, like socks and clothing. That's what ends up happening. So it's like even if it's a Christmas gift, I still don't use it as a gift, you know?
right. I mean I have a habit of that with like Target stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I think that's everybody
Well,
though.
Speaking of having to wait for things,
Oh,
fans of the Far Cry series and the Rainbow Six series are going to have to wait a little bit longer
Oh no.
because both games have been delayed until spring 2021.
wow.
Oh
Why is that?
no.
Tell me more, Joey.
I actually don't know. I assume that it's just they need more development time.
People working from home, right?
Yeah, right.
COVID stuff.
And obviously, like, the pandemic has created a situation where it's much more difficult for teams to get these projects done in the time frame that they were originally expecting to.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's just, you know, how things are.
Yeah. I mean, it's that same conversation we had with Cyberpunk as well. So we'll be probably seeing more of that.
Which actually I want to also quickly bring up I found out later that the Cyberpunk stuff was directly tied to getting it optimized for the current gen or previous gen, however you want to look at it now. Since
Damn
we're,
you
like,
consoles.
literally on the
Oh
precipice.
no.
But yeah, it was confirmed by I think through I don't remember exactly what it was, through an investor report or something like that. I don't remember. But yeah, they had to do further optimization. But on terms of these two Ubisoft properties, were you guys excited at all for Far Cry 6 or Rainbow Six Quarantine? I actually kind of forgot that Rainbow Six Quarantine was even
Yeah, I
a
didn't
thing.
realize. Yeah,
I had
didn't
never heard of it until I saw it on here tonight on our list, and I was like, oh, that's a thing. Like, was that before pandemic, or did they just happen to coincide with
Yeah.
like this year, or did they make the name that because of the
No,
pandemic?
okay, so the Rainbow Six thing comes from I don't remember when it was. It was a couple years ago, though. They did a co-op event with zombies in Rainbow Six Siege.
What the? Oh, so okay.
Yeah.
Quarantine, that
Interesting.
makes
And it
sense. So it's a
appears
zombie?
that Quarantine is a, like, spin-off of that co-op mode. Like a dedicated, like, we're gonna make... I assume so they could have, like, a co-op zombie game with the Rainbow Six operators that everybody is, like, you know, familiar with and has a lot of
Yeah.
affinity for, but build the game around that, right? Because, you know, obviously in the co-op version in Rainbow Six Siege, they were limited to using the Rainbow Six Siege mechanics and those operators' Rainbow Six Siege loadouts, where with Quarantine, they would be able to totally, like, customize the game specifically for that
Weird.
co-op zombie style gameplay. But it's still interesting, right? Because you would have, and as like a Rainbow Six fan, I want a new like Rainbow Six game.
Yeah.
Like a regular Rainbow Six game, something
Yeah.
in the vein of, the last thing that we got like it was Rainbow Six Vegas and Vegas 2. And it's like those games were doing innovative things in the tactical shooter genre at the time. And then there was like Rainbow Six Patriots that was supposed to come out that eventually got spun out into Rainbow Six Siege.
Mm-hmm.
But and talking about like Ubisoft and their non-political political games,
Right.
it looked like they were doing some interesting stuff there in terms of like homegrown terrorism and stuff like that when it came to the storyline. And it's unfortunate because I would really like to see another, like, I don't know how to put it, grounded and just like straightforward Rainbow Six game.
Right.
Not something that is, like, revolves all around like these silly operators. Not that the operators are silly, but it's just like, and this is also personally a me problem. I like to customize characters and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I don't
Reasonable.
really like that, they're all predefined characters. I like the Rainbow Six Vegas style of creating your own operator and everybody having their own operators. And they even went down the line of like, in Rainbow Six Vegas, you could take a picture of your face and put your face on
Yeah, that's
your
awesome.
character. Yeah. And I don't know, man. It just, it's unfortunate. Or at least I think it's unfortunate because
Yeah.
I would like a regular Rainbow Six game. And it seems like we're not
Taking a
going to
step
get that
back.
anytime soon.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
go
feel like
for
a
it.
lot of games have been doing that recently. It's frustrating. Like heralding once again to Call of Duty. I mean, Black Ops obviously feels like a giant step back. I mean, a lot of people do love Black Ops, but I don't know.
Well, and I think it stems from MOBAs, and in the shooter space specifically, I think a lot of it comes from Overwatch, right? Overwatch was so
Overwatch.
overwhelmingly successful in terms of like people gravitating towards the characters
Yeah.
that it set a trend going forward of, oh, players like characters. They don't like blank slates.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I'm sure that it is like a 50-50 dichotomy, right? It's the thing that I always come back to with RPGs where it's like, I don't like playing RPGs like The Witcher or Mass Effect where you give me a character that I have to like embody. I like RPGs like Fallout where I make whatever character I want and I play him however I want. And I'm not like
Yeah.
limited to these kind of like preconceived notions of what the character is. And I kind of feel that way about like shooters too. But I don't know. I don't know about this Rainbow Six thing. They haven't really showed very much gameplay or any gameplay for it. So who knows? It might be even farther out. Back to Far Cry though. What do you guys think of Far Cry? Are you guys excited?
I'm excited.
Who's
the-
the actor playing the main antagonist? Giancarlo Esposito?
Juan Carlo Conceit. Yeah. That's the only reason why
Yeah.
it's like I love stories in games.
Yeah, I mean,
Far Cry
was
games,
enticing.
the game. I mean, all Ubisoft games to me they kind of get boring after a while. But the story is the only thing about them that keep me kind of going forward. So like the story trailer was really interesting for me.
Yeah.
I wish I could
So-
learn how to balance the two of them out because it's just ridiculous how much the game becomes repetitious in all of their
Yeah.
games. And I feel like they do have really strong story elements. Like I was saying before, the Far Cry 3, before the podcast, I should say, Far Cry 3 was very strong and enticing storyline, and the gameplay though is very, very repetitive. But then you go to Far Cry 5, where the gameplay, and it still was repetitive, but the gameplay felt more smooth and fluent. And then the storyline went down the fucking flusher. So I feel like they have a hard time balancing those two things out. And if they could do that and then the game would be great. Like, have a good feeling game that's not quite as repetitive.
Yeah.
Just make them shorter. Like, you shouldn't be trying to
don't think
make
that's
an
gonna happen.
RPG out of
That's from Ubisoft.
a shooter.
Yeah,
Right,
they
I
want to
think
make the game repel or long lasting.
Right. I think that a large issue here is like it's emblematic, particularly with Far Cry, not so much 5, but Far Cry New Dawn that came out like afterwards, and the newer Assassin's Creed games of like they've, like you said, implemented all these RPG leveling mechanics that have ended up requiring you to play a bunch of the side content.
Yeah.
Right. And I haven't played Far Cry 3 in a very long time, but as far as I remember it, you could relatively just go right through the storyline if you wanted
yeah.
to and not really engage with the side content, right?
That's the way
And
it should
as
be
a
in a
person-
shooter.
Right, exactly. That's how I feel about it too, where it's like I personally really like the gameplay elements of not only Far Cry but kind of all of those Ubisoft shooters, of the kind of like stealth outpost taking, think about how you want to do it and then operate. But not everybody is into that gameplay loop, right? So I think it's imperative that the game facilitate that the player can just beeline through the story if they want to.
Right.
And
Well,
clearly,
separate
like
the
Assassin's
campaign.
Creed's not like that.
Like, separate the campaign out. Like, Borderlands did it beautifully. Like, you can choose your main quest or you can choose the side quest that makes it longer. And then they have the late game, like the late game, where like you beat it and then you're still doing quests afterwards for the super hard stuff. Like, I think Borderlands has one of the most balanced systems as far as giving your player a lot to do without overwhelming them or making them bored.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how, because another example of like a game that I would just endlessly wander, not go through the main quest, was Breath of the Wild. Like, I don't know what they did that made like kept my attention for the whole time and not even do the main story
Well,
mode and just
I think
wander
that-
and just explore. It's like, why
I think
couldn't the Ubisoft games do that?
Right. I
It's
think
the
that Breath of the
travel.
Wild does the same thing that like Bethesda games and like The Witcher and like a lot of other RPGs do really effectively, which is the open world exploration, right?
Yeah.
Like the problem with a lot of the Ubisoft games, right? And like I've recently I platinum a lot of these games. I have both the Ghost Recon platinums. I have Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4 platinumed.
Nice.
The problem with these games is that in a lot of the map, and this is particularly bad with the Ghost Recon games, there's just nothing on them.
Yeah.
They're literally just like open, empty wilderness of nothing interesting and nothing going on, right? And a game like Breath of the Wild, even though it doesn't necessarily have a whole lot going on, the way that you are able to interact with the world is interesting, and there's a lot of secrets and stuff like spread across it, and there's like ruins to find and loot to gather, right? And same thing with like something like a Bethesda game, even though Bethesda games probably have a little bit of the other problem of feeling a little bit too much like an amusement park where everything is too close to each other. But it's the exploration factor, right? And a lot of these Ubisoft games, the open world just serves to be a distance for you to traverse from point A to point B, or a place for like random events of enemies to pop up so that you sometimes have something to do.
Right. They're trying to recreate the mundane, which in a game you don't want. You don't want to go and get in a car and drive 30 miles. It's like, that's not fun. I think there's game theories and stuff like that where they talk about open world, like the elements of open world, and it's like if you make the traveling a gameplay element, then you can make it fun and interesting. I think a game that we're playing right now, Sea of Thieves, does that perfectly. There's a gameplay element to the traveling in the game to get from point A to point B, and there's obstacles, like there's weather that affects you, there's enemies that can interfere with you, there's creatures that get in the way.
Right.
Like basically traversal within itself is gameplay.
Is gameplay,
Yeah.
right? Exactly. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel mundane. It doesn't feel
Yeah.
like it's a task that they're forcing you to do painstakingly. You enjoy it, especially when you're on the little boats. It's like it's so fun to just like spin around really quick and then flip a tit back into the wind. Like
Yeah.
I enjoy the traveling in that game almost as much as I enjoy the combat, if not more sometimes.
That's funny
Uh,
because like
they
in
did it
Assassin's
well.
Creed, yeah, it's like it's so mundane, like so boring to like just travel. Like they actually
Assassin's Creed
have
did it horribly.
for the horses. They actually have like a auto drive
fast
on your
travel.
horses. No,
Yeah.
it's not even fast drive. It's like auto drive, and you're like,
Like auto, yeah.
why?
So it's
And,
like,
like,
what's
Red
the
Dead
point of
has this
having
problem.
this
Yeah.
then?
It's not interesting enough, so you add this feature where it just automatically does it for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you look at it from like a video editor standpoint, it's just like, why do you have this here?
Yeah.
If
I
no
would
one's
edit
going to
this
watch
out,
it or do it,
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
why is it there? It's like just make the map shorter. I understand you're trying to make it like beautiful and stuff like that, and there's that like 1% that wants to sit there and just ride around on the horse and look at the scenery. It's like, oh, that's a
Yeah.
cool little feature.
I mean, it's
but
weird.
Why
Yeah,
are you
'cause
doing
I
that?
do the same thing. Like again, it's like Breath of the Wild and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's like I love exploring Breath of the Wild, but it's like there was only one time where I was in awe in Odyssey where I was like, oh, I can't believe I found this thing. This is like a really cool, like the snake, the giant
It
snake.
was the Zeus
bones.
penis. Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
and that too. But yeah, that was like the closest thing I got to my Breath of the Wild kind of like ooh.
Oh, the
ruins,
giant
ooh, you know?
basilisk.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the,
It's like
the tombs. Oh
but
yeah.
none of it's like but the rest of the exploring of the Assassin's Creed Odyssey map, I got none of that. It was just like very boring.
Yeah, like even
just-
playing, like being there with you through
Yeah.
that experience, I was just like, why?
Yeah.
Why are we here? Like the old games made it feel nice. You were going through a piece of history. You were traversing
Yeah.
pieces of history. This is just like, why am I going through an endless desert?
Yeah, but it's
Or
weird
why
because
am
like
I
I
going
feel like
around
they
this
put so
mountain?
much effort in the world building too. It's like if you look at
It
the villages
was.
in the cities, like there's like some really cool detail, but for some reason, just I don't know, just didn't keep my attention. It's weird.
It just felt too out of place and long for a game like that. I don't
It
know.
felt like busy work.
Yeah.
More than anything.
It might just be all like like all the markers, like oh, there's a quest here, there's a quest here. It's like 100 meters
Yeah.
that way, 100 meter this way.
Like give you a point to go to. That stuff like that should have been like the older Assassin's Creed. The reason why those ones work is because you would like be riding by and there would be someone being bullied by a group of mercenaries or someone about to get killed by them, and so you had to
Right.
rescue them. And it's just like, oh well, I should help them because that's going to give me some influence in the city when I go to the next area, and then I'll be able to get more experience or money or whatever.
Yeah.
Or these people will help me later. It's like it felt less busy work. It felt
Right,
like
instead of-
I had a
Yeah.
task that
Yeah.
would improve my gameplay later and gave me a reason. Like you got to feel like you were a good guy for a second. But now it's just like, oh, I just rode 30 miles. There was nothing other than maybe a bear
Yeah.
that I could run past.
Oh, and then you talk to a guy, and then he's like, oh, kill 10 bandits camps, and I'll give you a reward. And you go back to where you were, and then they respawn because you just killed them as you're going up there.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
killing the same bandit camp.
I
but
feel
then
like
you-
Assassin's
you
Creed
had to
always suffered
talk
from
to the
that,
person
though.
before you could like actually finish the mission. It's like what?
Yeah, those games have always suffered from that. A lot of RPGs suffer from that,
Yeah.
so it's not new to them. But I agree, it's an old formula that doesn't make
it's
sense.
Like, if I kill the bandit camp already, I should just be like, yeah, no, they're dead. Give me my reward.
yeah, it's
like, why
just
do I have to
like
talk to
it's
you
like
first and have
testing
them
out of a
spawn again?
class, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take all the tests if I already know all the answers. Like let me just test out.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I feel like I get, as someone that doesn't play open worlds too much, I get overwhelmed by a game that is too large of a map. Like lately, all of these games, open worlds, have been all about making it as expansive as possible. So they have a lot of quantity, but the quality kind of turns me away after a while of playing it. Like for some reason, like I finished like the last open world game that I finished was Metal Gear Solid.
It
The
doesn't.
last Metal Gear Solid.
I agree with you. It feels overwhelming. Like maybe as we get older, it's just kind of like, oh, I don't have
Yeah.
the time to sit here and do this shit. But
Yeah. But it could also be just the fact that there's so many side stories that are irrelevant to you. But I guess when I'm looking back at Phantom Pain, there are some, but it's all related. It drives the story that of your character that you're actually controlling. You're progressing through this expansive map, but it's about you and not about these people that kind of tear you away from your purpose of being there in the first place.
what
Yeah.
And
I think that's what
probably it.
like why for me like exploration in Bethesda games work, because it's like I want to go and do things because I want to embody the character that I'm playing
Yeah.
as. Right. And there's other, elements of like leveling up and collecting the loot and stuff like that. But it's just a matter of like finding that sweet spot, right? Of like keeping the player invested and keeping gameplay fun, but not having like way too much content and stuff like that. Anyway, we've talked a lot about Assassin's Creed,
yeah, I
so
was about
true.
to say.
and apparently there's a Assassin's Creed live action TV series in the works over at Netflix.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this? Excited? Not excited?
I think it'd fare better as a movie, but I know we've already had an Assassin's Creed movie, but it just could have
Yeah.
been better.
There's a lot
But-
of stuff in an Assassin's Creed, like story wise, though. I feel like
Yeah.
a show would be a good way to do it. I
I
haven't seen
feel
the
like-
movie.
I feel like I haven't seen the movie either, but
haven't either.
based on the rap that it's been getting, I feel like they weren't like real fans of the show.
Yeah, and
Like-
hopefully, who's making this?
But if you consider like how they went about with The Witcher, I want to give Netflix a little leeway here and put my trust into what they have to offer as a TV show.
Yeah, if they did what they did with The Witcher, it would be.
It has
amazing.
potential.
It's got potential, and I love the
Yeah,
original
see?
series story with the original OG Templars versus Assassins in the apocalypse.
Yeah,
I
if they
love that
stick to
stuff.
the first like 3 games storyline, then I'd be okay with it. Or even the first 2, I'd be happy
Yeah.
with.
Yeah,
if
I
they
wouldn't
start going
even
into the
mind
alien
if
artifacts,
they
I'm like, eh.
followed the exact same story
Yeah,
as
yeah,
the original games. Like,
exactly.
don't change it one bit, right?
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Don't have to be unique.
I disagree.
Oh, okay.
I really did not like the ending of Assassin's Creed 3, and I
Oh,
would
yeah,
not
you can-
mind
yeah.
them going a complete
Oh,
different
yeah.
direction.
Well,
after
no,
that
that's
point.
why I said
definitely
1 and
make
2.
It, yeah,
because
definitely make it better.
Once they get out into the alien bullshit, I was like,
I like the alien.
No, but I
bullshit.
like the
That's-
alien
that's the core
bullshit.
thing of it.
and I guess
Adam Eve
should we
and
do
stuff like that.
spoilers for this game that's like a decade old?
Oh,
it's over
Spoiler
a decade.
alert. I don't
If
remember.
anyone hasn't
Spoiler
played
alert.
Spoiler for like 30 seconds.
is it a spoiler if I forget?
it, no.
So I hate how, and this is kind of more
been
a
so
thing
long.
about Assassin's Creed 3 particularly, but it felt like Assassin's Creed 2 and that like Ezio trilogy was all leading up to a modern day Desmond game.
Yes,
Like
everyone
Desmond
was
was
thinking
the main character, and everything about that series was leading up to a Desmond like modern day Assassin's game, and it
Yes.
felt like, and I actually think I might have read this somewhere, but I'm not confirming it because I can't confirm that. But they like decided to not make it a trilogy at the last minute
Oh,
because
no.
it like made too much money. So they kind of just
Oh,
killed off Desmond so that they
Damn
could
it.
keep doing more Assassin's Creed games. And
Yeah,
it
'cause
bums me out because
Yeah.
like
And I like Desmond as a
felt-
character. He actually was decent, you know?
right, and I felt like it was an interesting, like everything that like all of the stuff that took place in the past was ultimately set up for what felt like was going to happen in the modern day setting of
Yeah.
the game. And then it just felt like they threw all that in the trash. Which is not to say that they should entirely focus on the modern day stuff, because that was from what I've read, a major gripe with the movie was that they focused
interesting.
way too much on the modern day stuff and didn't do nearly enough of the historical setting type of
Right.
deal. But it's also kind of different because, not to go on too much of a diatribe into the game's lore or like direction or anything, but like realistically a Desmond game would have been like some kind of cool, almost like cyberpunk future assassin game,
See, that would have been
Right.
really cool. Like,
Which
I'd
would have
be
been
all on board
cool.
for that.
both in a game and I think would make for a cool TV thing, right?
Right.
And a lot of the problem is that like when it comes to the live action stuff, it ends up being like trapped in Templar research facility animus garbage,
Right.
which is kind of boring.
Yeah, they need to go with a completely different storyline. I agree with you now saying
And, well,
that.
it's
Like,
only-
either start there and then move the series out halfway through to where he is, like skip ahead or something like that, or just start straight out like, oh, I'm an assassin and I'm from the future. This is my ancestry, and then do
Yeah, or
flashback
just-
episodes.
Yeah, just a bunch of
Yeah.
ancestor hopping. Like every episode is like a new time, like new era,
Like an
new
anthology
assassin.
almost.
Yeah, like I think
Yeah.
that would be kind of cool.
That would
So
be
you're not
interesting to
stuck
watch.
in one era, and in the future you just
Yeah,
travel.
because if
a whole
you
bunch
think
of
a
different
character's
that.
shitty or annoying, then you can
Yeah.
go on and there's another one. Yeah, and
I
they're
don't know,
just
that seems
loosely tied
difficult to
together.
do
Yeah, it's definitely difficult.
based on I bet it's like the Ezio trilogy that we
Yeah.
end up getting.
That would make
Right,
more
because
sense,
like
but-
He's the
the
most
Italian
popular.
characters are so strong across that series that I think it would make for a not only like a Assassin's Creed property, right, but also a like Renaissance Italy historical drama,
Yeah.
which would end up drawing other people in who may
Right.
not,
Even know what
care
it
about
is, yeah.
Assassin's Creed at all.
Yeah. I feel like I'm like one of the few people that when the original came out, I was like the one. I didn't care about the that we kept going back to the future. I was kind of hoping to go
Yeah,
back to the future.
same.
Oh,
like I was
yeah,
like, oh
I
yeah, we're back
enjoyed
in the
it.
future. I get to like
It
walk
Yeah.
around
kind of
and
took
stuff
me
like that.
out of it.
Yeah,
Really?
And I didn't know anything about the Future Day stuff when I got
Yeah, me too.
Assassin's Creed 1, and it immediately became the most interesting thing
Yeah.
about the game to me.
Yep.
Like I
Yeah.
didn't care at all about the
Yeah.
the
It wasn't when I was
past
watching
stuff.
reviews and stuff. Yeah, and forums. It's like, oh, everyone's complaining about the future stuff. Like that's my favorite part.
I
weird.
I enjoyed Altair. I liked him as a character, even though he was very shallow of a character compared to Ezio. But I still enjoyed him. He's my favorite assassin of the group.
He's the boring one.
I think he's a little stoic and that makes him kind of boring.
Yeah,
he
no,
likes the
but that's
boring
why kind of why I
He
liked
likes the
him.
boring character. It's all good.
I like characters that kind of like are just I don't know. They allow you to look through their eyes because they don't have much of a personality. You get to be them, and that's how I felt. Whereas Ezio is overwhelmingly like, the Joey of Friends, but put into fucking assassin mode, and that's what it felt like to me. Whereas,
I don't know.
He's a Renaissance era rich playboy.
Playboy.
right,
Who's out
And
for
he's
revenge.
quippy and he's a
and that was
character.
thrust upon me. Whereas Altair was
Right.
like, I'm still me in this, like playing as this guy,
I am
and
stoic.
I'm the
I
one
must
choosing
Well, it's
what
like-
he's doing.
It's like the Master Chief effect,
Yeah.
right? Of like he's such a blank slate that you can just project yourself onto them.
Correct. And I feel like that's a whole other discussion, but like I feel like that was portrayed better in the old Halos than the new ones, where it's just like, oh, John, you did this and this and this. It's like they tried building him a person, but
I love Cortana now.
that's a whole other
Oh, wow.
like, discussion for a different day. But yeah, I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with the TV show. I'm indifferent towards
I think
it.
you should watch Witcher.
I should,
Yeah.
but I don't
yeah.
have an emotional tie to Witcher because I didn't play the games.
I didn't either. But after seeing the Witcher show, I'm like, well, I still don't want to play the game because I tried and didn't like it. But
Yeah, same.
I like the series like a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I'll
the-
take a look
I-
at it.
The world.
That's the kind of game I don't mind. Like it's like a book
Yeah,
that
it's
I
like-
would rather watch than
Yeah. Well, it was
read.
first a book too, so it's like the story's great. It's a great story.
Yeah.
Okay, are you guys ready to move
favorite
on to our game within the show?
Yeah.
Name
I'm gonna lose.
that. Wait, are we changing the name of it?
It's still named that game, but we'll throw
Okay.
in the other caveats as well.
Caveats.
No,
Caviar?
I'm locking it in. We have a curveball. The third question's always going to be a curveball. To explain
Alright.
the game, this is Name That Game.
It's time for everyone's favorite game. Name that game. The game where you guess the game and the prize is nothing but bragging rights. With our host, Joey.
Where I'm going to read off a description of a character, and then the players will have to buzz in and tell me the franchise that the character is from, and they
Okay.
get a bonus point if they name the character.
Wow.
Or a point if they name the character not. Basically, there's 2 points on the table. You can get them.
I loved the way you put that. It reminded me of what's his face. Name that game. Very
Oh, which game is that?
I can't think of his name right now. The guy that plays like villains usually.
Alec Trebek. Oh.
No.
Who?
God. Poison.
I'm confused.
I'm trying to think of his accent. He very Brooklyn. Well, shit. If I think of it, I'll let you guys know. Move on.
Excellent.
Well, anyway. Right now, the points standing are PJ with 8,
Oh,
Garrick
God.
with 1, and
Oh, no.
John with 3.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Struggling out here. I tried to throw you guys a bone, and
I wasn't
pull
looking.
the games. I went to both yours, Garrick, and John's Steam profiles.
Oh, that's
Oh.
See
Damn.
what games you had
Oh,
the most hours
stalker.
in.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And pick some
Trying to really help
characters
me out
from
here.
games that I knew you guys had played.
Okay.
I feel like
Thank
the games
you.
I have most hours in don't have characters.
Yeah, I know, but I still, we figured it out.
He's
I'm not-
basically like trying to put points in your
I'm
guys'
just trying-
mouth
But
now.
I'm trying to throw
sit
things
five.
in you guys.
Sit 5.
No,
Trying
no.
so
No.
hard. I appreciate the effort,
I
Joey, but
appreciate
I'll
the
still probably lose.
Well, you're welcome, Joey, for not having a big library.
Oh, I had the hugest library.
He has like 3 games. It's just like, well, this is gonna be difficult.
You know how people have a bunch of bookshelves because they love reading? Well, I have a big Steam library because I
He has
love
like
ga-
700
games.
games.
Allegedly. Most of them are indie games, so they're not full
Okay. All right.
Full
baby.
price.
Expensive.
so
Let's save the
it's
game.
full expensive.
Okay, let's move on. Let's actually do
favorite
this
day of the
game
week.
now. Starting us off with character number 1.
Oh.
This character was a Russian-American operative of the Foxhound unit and an agent of the Patriots, a master of interrogation and a formidable gunfighter. He was often referred to as a ricochet genius in regards to his gunfighting skills. A fanatic, he was known for his affinity towards spaghetti westerns, as evidenced by his choice of weapon and his clothing, a duster and spurs.
Oh, Buzz.
Okay, we got John buzzing in.
This is Metal Gear, isn't it?
Point for John. It is Metal Gear. What is the character?
Ocelot. Ocelot? Ocelot?
2 points for John.
Oh,
Damn.
Wow.
boy.
As Foxhound sounded really familiar.
that's
I
the
should
one
have just
that-
freaking buzzed in.
Foxhound is like the one that's like, yes, that's.
I got
that's
because
the
the problem with me is I need to be sure instead of just guessing. But
well,
yeah,
the
I
cowboy
gotta
wearing
break that
thing, or
habit.
the spaghetti western ones. I was like, yep, that's like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It solidified things.
yeah.
Which
Yeah.
one is that? Phantom Pain that you're
think he's in-
thinking
he's
of,
in-
or anything?
He was
He
in all.
is
Is he in all of
introduced
them?
in.
Or
He's in all of
most
them. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, you're
I
just
think-
talking about
yeah.
the whole franchise? Okay.
Yeah.
Because
No,
I played
Ocelot's-
Phantom Pain on
He's the one that
on
twirly things. He does twirly.
PS5. So
He's played by Troy Baker in Phantom Pain.
oh wow,
Yeah,
Troy. Wait, really?
he's in there. He's a main character.
Yeah, yeah.
Revolver Ocelot's all over that Phantom Pain.
All over that pain.
so much Phantom in Pain. All right.
All right, moving on to number 2. This character grew up in a small community on the outskirts of the Commonwealth with her sister Nat and their father, who is a member of the local militia. After finding out her father was killed to keep him silent about a plot to sell the town out to raiders by the militia leader, this character circulated posters bringing the attention of the crime to the townsfolk, who ultimately exiled the militia leader and fought off the raiders. Eventually, this character and her sister saved enough money up to relocate to Diamond City, where she began her career as a investigative journalist.
Diamond City.
There's so many games that I feel like it could be.
Investigative reporter.
Investigative reporter.
Investigative reporter.
Diamond
I only have a guess because I feel like
Diamond
this isn't a game
City.
I've
a
ever
few
played.
guesses. I feel like Diamond City's used so often.
I don't think so.
Investigative
There's like
reporter.
2 very clear defining locations that I mentioned that would like immediately
Wait,
clue you into what
What
we're
was the
talking
second
about.
location? I only heard Diamond
location?
City.
I will say it again.
Okay.
Okay.
This character grew up in a small community on the outskirts of the Commonwealth with her sister Nat and their father, who was a member of the local militia. After finding out her father was killed to keep him silent about a plot to sell out the town to raiders by the militia's leader, the character circulated posters to bring attention to the crime to the townfolk, who ultimately exiled the militia leader and fought off the raiders. Eventually, the character and her sister saved enough money up to relocate to Diamond City, where she began her career as an investigative journalist. If it helps you guys at all, the newspaper that she starts is called Public Occurrences.
No, it doesn't.
No,
Doesn't help at all.
I didn't play this
guesses.
game. I guarantee I didn't
man.
play it.
Hey, someone guess first so I can.
I don't know any like female characters that are investigative reporters. Like
Buzz.
John's buzzing in.
Oh god dang it! Fallout.
It is indeed Fallout.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh wow!
Would you like to name the character, John?
Oh jeez, Louise. Susan Boyle.
That is incorrect.
that is a singer.
I know. I don't know.
I'm impressed that you know that name, but that is definitely a singer.
Huh.
She dreamed a dream though.
Yes. I don't know. I don't know any names.
Wait,
so,
was the character female or male?
Female.
Oh, I don't know. Maxine or something.
That is incorrect. Her name is not Maxine.
I'll say Lisa
Oh, okay.
as
Oops.
my guess.
Say a guess.
The name that we are looking for is Piper.
Oh,
Piper. Ah.
What?
Wait, which
yeah, what
which
Fallout?
games were they in?
She's
Oh,
only
Fallout.
Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Fallout
Four,
4.
okay. Yeah, I did
Okay.
not play that one, so I was correct in my guarantee.
Commonwealth.
Did I play that Fallout?
Pretty
don't
sure I
remember.
played 2 or 3.
You're the one in DC, right?
Oh yeah, I did play Fallout 4.
So John got another point.
But the last time I played it was 3 years ago. Joe.
Well, the Commonwealth was like the it's
So?
like the main antagonist.
yeah.
I feel like Garrett doesn't
Yeah,
pay attention to the
antagonist.
plots.
Well,
too
okay,
much,
see, that's the
so-
problem with. I guess that's probably why I got tired of Fallout. Is because I wasn't too interested in the story. I was more just running around
You
and
wanted to pew
just
pew people.
pew pewing and trying to run away from the
Mutants.
Oh,
radiation.
See,
Yeah.
I'm the opposite, but I'm really bad at remembering names. So those
I
games
mean-
are so hard.
Yeah,
Like,
I
what place
prefer
was
the
I supposed to
story
go?
too. I prefer the story too, like I said, but I don't. I didn't like feel into it for some reason.
Oh,
It was one
no.
of those open worlds.
What's the
Anyways.
curveball? I'm already at a disadvantage for this.
Yay!
group.
What, PJ, you still have 8
You
points.
have 8
So,
It doesn't matter.
John's catching up.
Who cares?
I'm sprinting now.
When he ties with you, that's when you can start worrying.
Oh no, I'm gonna worry
What's
because
the
he
next-
has 2 possible points right now, and it's a show which he's better at than me.
Okay. All right,
Let's do it.
Joey.
All right,
I wanna do
going into our curveball question. This character was born in the year 41 BBY on the Outer Rim planet Tatooine during the Age of the Republic. Although he had a mother, a slave, Shmi, the
Buzz.
truth about his buzzed in John.
Oh,
Star
no.
Wars, Anakin Skywalker.
2 points for John.
Yay!
Oh, no.
Oh man, this has been a great
What's
round,
Star
guys.
Wars?
Wow.
What's Star Wars?
Wait, which one?
I-
All of them.
Buzz!
Which one?
Phantom.
Phantom Menace. Yeah, I was about to
Phantom
say.
Pains. But he's also in the second one, and third one, and the fourth one, and the fifth one, the sixth one.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
was there one in particular that you were reading the synopsis from?
No, I was reading the character's
character.
biography on the Wikipedia page.
Oh, wow.
No, because remember the way we do these is it's franchise and
Fine.
character.
Franchise.
See, exactly what
Yeah.
I just fucking said. Oh, you have no right to worry. Look who's tied with me now.
Oh
Wow.
man, this was
Well,
has been
now
a
you can
great, This
worry.
is like probably the best round ever.
You
guys.
just
I-
you went
I
from
feel like-
2 to 8,
I feel like we
John.
should just end it here. And this
That's arguable.
I know, you
I'm
went
still
from
at 1
3 to 8.
He wouldn't
point.
go to
When
8,
I
he went
tie with
from-
you guys is when I agree.
Oh,
He went from
well.
2 to 7.
oh, never mind. No, we should end it next
Wait,
week.
no,
we'll
how
end
did
the
he only
series,
get
you know,
7?
it's-
No, he has 8.
Because he only got 5 points.
I got 5 points today.
No, so you were at 3 points.
Oh, is
You
it-
were at 3
Yes,
points.
he
I'm looking
was
at
at
last
3
week.
points.
So,
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
he did time me.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we should just.
Okay. Well,
Maybe one
moving
more.
on from that train
week.
wreck.
Oh,
That was
no.
that was fantastic.
Yeah, terrible. Another terrible week for me, as is
Oh,
tradition.
Man, I'm going to have to try really hard to.
Like
swing it
you're
into the other
basically
player's
giving
favor.
it to him at this point.
I
just
think
give it
it's
to
just
him.
I think
No.
it's just a personal thing where I need to be sure 100%. I don't know why. I just
Okay,
can't
so
buzz
we
it
have to
for some
wait 30
reason.
seconds.
Garrick even mentioned that the last open world game he beat was Metal Gear Solid 5. So
So
Yeah.
give him Metal Gear Solid 5 one next time, and if he doesn't get that,
I
then
did.
If you
I
talk
gave him
about-
Revolver Ocelot.
Oh.
Fulton and all that, and I don't know. I'm not good
Yeah.
with character like biography or character descriptions.
Yeah. I just
It's
need one
hard.
thing to lock down. 2 things is preferred, but one thing, and then I can be like, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Okay. Next week, I
Be more confident.
promise
Yeah.
I will just buzz at the first sign of something that feels familiar instead
Yeah.
of trying to be 100% sure.
There you go. There you
Because
go.
that's my issue.
I literally had zero idea for any of these questions other than the
What?
Star Wars one. I should have just said Star Wars, but I was trying to get the character.
You don't
And
remember
I
What
thought-
Anakin's
which
mom's
part
name?
of the description tipped you off to the Star Wars one, John?
Well,
Tatooine.
well, the first thing you said, and then what's her name? Sneeve or whatever. I was like, yeah, that's it.
Shmi.
Schneevel?
Schmeagol.
Schmeef?
Schmiegel.
Schmeagol was the second one that confirmed it was Anakin.
Right. So like I knew it was Star Wars instantly. I should have just said it, but I thought had to mention like because the last time someone just said Star Wars, it didn't count. I thought we had to
Yeah.
mention a specific like one.
Well, I
in
was
the
going.
series.
I was going for the whole. Yeah, all the points. I was about to like just buzz in.
That's
but I
what
was like,
that's
I
what
should
threw me
wait.
off. So I
Yeah,
was trying to figure
should
out
wait.
what particular movie you were talking about.
Because I know all
So-
the characters, so it's like if I get a little more detail, then I'll ace it 100%.
Anyhow, okay.
Anywho,
What's our
Let's
fun?
move off. That was a good game.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
try it.
Allegedly.
so good.
still, but
You know,
yeah.
who knows?
Th-
Maybe
this-
next week I'll just
yeah.
like arbitrarily mix all the points up for no reason. I am.
Oh,
the point setter.
wow.
I
Oh,
can-
my God.
I can dictate that.
I mean, I'll trade with John.
I'll just like go clean across the board and just even all the points out for everybody.
But who doesn't like a rookie underdog tale like me?
but I'm the
myself?
underdog.
Oh, I'll take it.
You're the middle.
Oh man.
Actually, he's tied for first, so he's
Sounds
Well, I
like
was
Garrick
underdog.
needs to start
some
watching a
research?
bunch of lore videos for random games and
Yeah,
I
pretty
guess
much.
so. Golly.
I do like myself some lore videos though. So
Okay, let's move on to our last topic.
All right.
FIFA loot boxes,
oh, gross.
confirmed gambling
Dirty.
Yeah.
in the Netherlands.
Oh, good job, Netherlands.
This is not the first time that a European country has basically come out against and regulated the like FIFA loot boxes. I don't remember which one did it before, or maybe this is the same one, just confirming. I don't remember, but yeah, man, like loot boxes taking another hit. When's it gonna happen here in the States? Is it ever gonna happen here in the States? And like, it's kind of weird because I feel like we've slowly started to see a trend away from loot boxes in most properties other than specifically the like FIFA sports games. But like Call of Duty had loot boxes for a really long time. And
Wait, which one?
yeah, for like a number of years.
Black Ops started it.
Oh,
they
Black
had
Ops
it
3,
like
Oh,
almost
okay.
every
Advanced
single one of them.
Warfare. Yeah, like a lot of them had loot boxes. Battlefield 1 even had loot boxes.
Yeah, it did.
You know,
Oh,
obviously,
Battlefield, I
like
didn't play that one. Okay.
everybody's favorite shooter, Overwatch, all about those loot boxes.
Yeah.
Right? It's like it was very ingrained in the gaming space around, you know, the mid 10s, right? Like 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
And then it seemed to kind of just like trend out. And I don't know if that necessarily started with like how
Battlefront?
some of the European countries
started with battle
were looking
passes.
into it.
Battle-
But yeah, I think it was a little bit of Fortnite comes in with their battle pass, right? And I think ultimately maybe it is Fortnite that kind of shifted the trend of
Thank
they come
God.
in, they introduce the battle pass, they introduced the like rotating store, which don't get me wrong, I don't really like the whole rotating store stuff, especially with the way that it's done in Call of Duty, how it's like everything is bundled together.
Right.
Actually, Call of
Yeah.
Duty is a lot better now because Call of Duty made it so that you can go in. There's kind of a weird arbitrary way, but you can get to all of the bundles,
Right.
now,
and I like that. That was nice.
which is very much appreciated. But at the end of the day, you still have to buy everything in bundles, right?
yeah,
And
which
I
is
hate
shitty.
that.
It's like I don't want a character for my gun.
And it's weird because I feel like I would spend a lot more money on the game if I could just buy
yeah.
individual weapon blueprints and
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
right? Because a lot of the time, or at least how I feel about character skins, is like you only need one or a
Right.
few maybe. Like once you get the character skin you like, you don't need to get another one. You never have to touch another one again. I'm playing Fortnite. Like I've been playing a little bit of Fortnite with my,
whoa.
you know, home here in Stockton friends. And I'm using like the skin that I got from the battle pass 3
Back
years
in the
ago or
day?
something like
Yeah.
that. And I really like it, and I have no intention of getting any other skins because I really like this skin, right? But in terms of like Call of Duty, I would buy blueprints because you're changing weapons out constantly, and especially with the gunsmith system, it's like you get more value out of the blueprints, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think to wrap it back around to our loot box discussion, I think really what it was finding a different monetary path that made an equivalent amount or more while being more consumer friendly, right? It's like this balance of how much money can they make to how consumer friendly can it be?
Right.
And like obviously loot boxes are like very not consumer friendly at all.
Well, and the thing that I thought was really gross in this whole situation is like in Call of Duty, it's aesthetics or it's like costumes or whatever. In FIFA, you're getting people and players that have skill rankings. Like,
They like fundamentally impact gameplay.
right, you're paying. It's a pay to win. Like, oh, I got
Yeah.
this, $500, and then you're putting like values on each individual character too. It's like, holy shit, this is ridiculous. Not only are you going to make the players feel like shit when they realize like, oh, I'm worth something or I'm not worth something, but then now you're making it so the people that are playing the game not only have a pay gate, so you have to pay $60 for this fucking game, then you have to do this, and like you were saying before, Joey, before the podcast, you said people are spending up to $10,000 on sets.
Oh
It's
my
like,
god.
that's absolutely ridiculous. And then on top of all that bullshit, if that's not enough, it only lasts for a year because the next FIFA comes out next year. Religiously, because EA wants to bleed the fuck out of their consumer base.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of making a live game where it's constantly changing the rosters.
Right. And it's kind of one of those weird things, too, where it's like, this gets brought up a lot with The Sims. Right, I don't know if you guys are familiar with The Sims, but like The Sims has like $800 or something worth of DLC content.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy as fuck.
I don't really, not to get into a diatribe about The Sims, but like it did definitely feel from like Sims 2 to Sims 3 to Sims 4 that they like gutted mechanics out to reintroduce them later in DLCs. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But what is always like brought up is that we are like a regular gamer looking at The Sims as like a regular video game in our like other pantheon of video games, right? When the actual audience for Sims is totally different. It has a lot of like gamers who don't play anything other than The Sims, and for us, we might spend a total of a couple $100 a year on video games, but that's across a bunch of different video games, right? And somebody who only plays The Sims can justify to themselves spending $100 every year for the Sims expansions or whatever, because that's their thing. And I feel like sports gamers have fallen into this same thing where it's like, if you play FIFA, your only thing is FIFA, and you can justify spending $200 a year on just FIFA because it's literally the only gaming experience that you're having. The problem is when it comes down to like the exploitative nature of the loot boxes, right? And
also like there's no life to the items you're buying. Like
they have no value outside the game for that limited period of time.
Like League, it's a free game that anyone can download, and then you can get the characters for completely free, and then you buy aesthetic wear for them, or you can buy the characters if you want, whatever floats your boat. But like, I still have those. I haven't played in about a year, but I had them for 7 years, and I got a lot of use out of all of those. So it was worth it. But a year and then it dies, and then you got the next iteration come out and you have to do it again. Like, that feels asinine to me.
Yeah, how are people falling for this? It's like, I don't understand.
I don't think it's that they're falling for it. It's that they don't know anything else.
Yeah.
It's literally this is the way that it is, and they don't know any way for it to be different or better. So, and I think this is kind of the first year that like a vocalization is happening about the poor nature of the sports games, but it's more on the side of like these games are buggy and aren't any better than previous iterations, and not as much about like and it's not as much about the like loot box stuff. I feel like the people who are actually engaging with this loot box content don't care. Like, they're into it. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. I've been seeing a lot of this in like the gacha space, right? With Genshin, which I haven't really been playing very much Genshin, but I've still been trying to keep up with a little bit. And people will be talking about how gross the monetization is in Genshin in terms of like how low the rolls are on getting characters and how expensive the rolls are. And then people will just come in and be like, your first gacha game, huh? Basically like dismissing their arguments and being like, well, this is just the way that gacha games are. And they almost wear it like a mark of pride.
Yeah,
Right.
like, oh, I only spent $500 for
and
this character.
it-
It's like, no, you're
I
stupid.
wonder if it's like a mental, like it's a defense mechanism for them because they're
Yeah.
justifying the gross
Yeah,
amounts
they
of
put
money that
so
they've
much
spent
money
on the
into it,
game.
yeah.
But it shouldn't be that way, right?
No.
Like Genshin should give you all of the characters for free and sell you character skins.
Right.
Like that's a way more friendly model of monetization, but
Yeah.
it doesn't make as much money.
As well, no, and that's not necessarily true. Like, John, as much as you hate Riot and they've done despicable things before, their model is very clean, or at least at its core it is. Like, you can buy all the characters if you're very impatient, but I'd say like 85% of them I earned by just playing. And like, that's a clean model. You have availability to get every single one of them if you're patient enough. The other thing
But that's the problem, right? Is the patience.
right? And that's what I'm
And
saying.
it's
Like,
like,
it gives
how
you
many
the option
hours,
to.
like how many hundreds of hours do you have to play?
I have
League to get all of the
5,000 hours
characters.
on League.
Oh my god.
So,
Oh my god.
like,
Yeah,
probably
but you
quite
spent
a bit.
$1,500 on that
Oh my
game.
god. Oh
I
my god.
did.
I
for
I
mainly
spent at least
aesthetics.
half the time, but I gave them $50 because I felt like I spent as
Aw,
much
that's
a
cute.
lot of time there just to like
Here's
as
your
a-
reward for entertaining.
yes, you
Right.
get $50. That's it. I'm not going to spend any more. But PJ,
I put
that's
a lot into
that's
it,
how you get there.
but that's after 7
That's
years.
what we
of
call in the industry a
5,000
whale.
hours.
Yes.
Well, yeah, and I enjoyed their game, and I played it, and I got my worth out of it. So I
Yeah,
was
but
okay
it's
with that.
never $1,500 worth.
To you, that's
No
that's the
game
thing.
is
Like,
ever.
not FIFA, but not FIFA. I'll argue not
But
FIFA.
but this is the argument, right? Is to you FIFA isn't, right? But
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
sure if I went and asked one of my homeboys that spends all this money on FIFA, they'd be like, "Yeah, whatever, man. I love
Yeah.
FIFA."
And you'll be doing what Derek is doing to you, but for FIFA.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying from my standpoint, if anybody in the world wants to go ahead and spend their money on something like that, but my point here is that is all still there. If I, for some reason, got back on a kick and decided, oh, I want to play League every day straight for a year again, it's all still there. These people that are spending the money on FIFA and have that kick and like, oh man, I want my old content back, they can't.
Well, and
Unless
I
if
think
it's in
the actual
same
more
year.
important aspect here is the fact that all of the money that you spent on League, you knew what you were getting.
Right.
You
Exactly.
got the in-game currency, and you bought the skin that you wanted, or whatever, right? Whereas the problem here with loot boxes is it's a gamble. You're literally gambling to try to get what you want, and you might just have to keep putting money into the machine
Right.
ultimately. And like that's a gross predatory monetization model.
Wait, how are they still doing loot boxes when didn't EA have a whole Star Wars Battlefront loot box debacle thing too? It's like how is that still? I could have sworn like the whole European.
I totally forgot
Union-
about that.
Yeah,
and
like,
actually, we
banned
talked
loot
about
boxes.
like Fortnite being a crux. I think that was also a huge
Yeah.
crux that kind of like
So why
shut
is this
down
still
the
a thing?
trend of loot boxes because because they can get away with it.
It's like a whole
right?
nother-
Again,
yeah.
it's this case of like with Star Wars, it's this big property that everybody had their eyes on, right?
Right.
But like
like no one's
nobody
playing.
cares about the sports games.
What the heck?
And the people who keep playing the sports games are satisfied with the sports games.
Come on, sports games lovers, you guys gotta step it up, man. Step it up, guys. Come on.
So
Make your games
it's
better.
kind of this case of like
Make
the
your
reason
games
that it's still
better.
there is because there's nobody's
Make sports games.
fighting.
Yeah,
it
they
there.
don't. No one knows better. That's like the argument of the child. Like,
Really? Okay, maybe we're just too like into it. But it's like if I was like, wait, I have to pay a bunch of money for my favorite characters. Well,
yeah, but
potentially my
maybe
favorite
those
character?
people don't understand the dynamic of it. Like, we understand that a game company could easily make a revolving roster that updates automatically and only put a game out every 3 years instead, and just update the graphics and the gameplay elements through that. And also they could fix gameplay elements with updates, but the people that are buying those games don't understand that. They think, oh, it's not on this game, so I have to go buy another one because it's going to be better whenever I go buy this one. Because they're not playing games like Call of Duty where gameplay elements are getting better and overhauled.
No, I actually would disagree about that. I think that there's a very large crossover between the FIFA and the Call of Duty crowd.
Yeah, because I feel like if I was going to the store and buying my Lucky Charms right every day, and then one day they come with like Lucky Charms but there's no marshmallows in it, you have to go back home and then pay like $10 to get a surprise bundle of marshmallows. It might not be your favorite marshmallows, but you might get it. I'd be like, wait a minute, hold on, I'm paying for my box of Lucky Charms, which I did last year, which had marshmallows in it, right? But this time I have to pay more to potentially get my favorite marshmallows in the box again?
I feel like this is the best example of anything I've ever heard in my life.
How could anyone, like a sane person, think that's
Except
okay?
it's not, because with the sports games, it's more like you went to the store and you got a new box. You got a box of whatever you said, Lucky Charms or whatever, and it said new Lucky Charms on it, but inside was just the same old Lucky Charms.
Right. Okay.
That's actually what the analogy is.
Okay. Okay.
So,
But you'd be pissed though. You'd be pissed. You'd be like, what?
But I'll argue that the people
No,
that are
no,
doing-
you would just. These people would be like,
Normal
"Oh,
people.
this is cool. I guess these are new
It's
Lucky
the same.
Charms."
Okay.
They wouldn't think They wouldn't think twice. They would
That's
see
what I'm
that there's
saying.
no old Lucky Charms on the market and see new Lucky Charms and be like, "I guess these are the new Lucky Charms."
But then if I want
Right.
to get the new hash brown, horseshoe ones,
Hash
I have to-
brown.
I have to buy DLC.
hash
for
brown and your Lucky Charms.
That? Yes,
No,
horseshoe.
so
I think
that's
like-
my argument though. They don't know
Well-
better. It's like you're saying that these people do play Call of Duty too, and it's like, yeah, that's fine. They probably do. That's valid.
I think
but
it's less of knowing better and more of not fucking caring,
Not caring.
dude.
Yeah.
They
could do
don't
that too.
Care.
It's
Like the way that they look at it is like, this is the way that these games are. Take it or leave it.
yeah.
Like, they're not invested in video games like we are, right?
Yeah.
We don't even play these games and we care.
Right.
Right?
Because
Because of the, like,
it's
just a waste of-
scummy.
Because of the stipulations, or like the way that they could influence the industry,
Yeah.
right? So we have a keen awareness of these things. Most of these people who are playing sports games don't read video game
Right.
news.
It's probably
They don't
like
know
the one-
anything. They find out that a new console's coming out from like their friend at at work or
works
on a
next to a
commercial during Thursday night football. Like, they're not in it like we are, so they don't care. They're just like, does the new Madden have the teams?
Does it
have the updated
sports?
roster?
well, that's what I'm saying. Can you
Can I
not
play
argue
it?
that those
Does it
people
work?
don't know better because they're not
Yeah.
invested?
Yeah, that's what Joey's saying. Yeah.
It's ignorance, but it's chosen ignorance. Like they don't care enough to know, so
I think you're putting way too much stock on, like, and this. I think there's like a desire for like the sports gamers to rise up against EA
Yes.
or
Yeah.
whatever. And
Right.
like, really, I'm gonna
Possibly.
be real. It's none of our business.
Yeah, I know. It's not.
If people want to keep buying the sports games year after year and they're ultimately satisfied with them, then it's none of our business.
no,
true.
but it is because I want a good hockey game, Joey, and they're not providing the damn thing because all the people that are buying the hockey game.
That has more to do with EA's hockey games not being very good, and that's a completely different can of worms. The EA hockey games don't even really have this stuff in them, or they
What
do,
I'm
but they're
saying
not
is,
as, like,
I want a
prevalent.
good sports game. Like I wouldn't mind playing a sports game, but they
And
are
that
all
has less to
trash
do with
tier.
like loot boxes and more to do with the way that these companies have the licenses to the sports, right? Like, the reason that there's no good football game is because there's only one football game on the market, which means that EA doesn't have to improve it. They can just steadily decrease in quality year after year, and players still have to buy it because it's the only football game on the market.
They just
right?
re-released the 1984 version of Madden, and no one
But-
even everyone's like, "What?"
the best era of sports games was like the early 2000s when tons of different companies held the license and there was competition, right?
Yeah.
And that competition bred innovation, and they had to
Right.
like fight against each other to make better games.
Yeah.
And in the current market, they don't, because
I-
ultimately the crux of what is going to make somebody want to buy a sports game is, does it have their favorite players? And that's
Yeah.
all that matters.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
But
You
I'm
could,
here.
You
I'm
could
here.
introduce a football game that was the best playing football game on the planet and is so much better than Madden.
Right.
But if it doesn't have the Patriots, nobody
They ain't
cares.
playing it, yeah. And I'm here eating my boozy cereal, and I see them with their cheap Lucky Charms. I'm like, you know what? If you complain just a little bit, you might get some high quality, marshmallows
Lucky Charms.
in
yeah.
your box. Yeah. But I'm
Man.
just here eating my bougie cereal.
Yeah.
I care a little bit because I want them to have the best.
I just want Street back. That's all I'm gonna say.
Same.
Let's just I'm too passionate about that topic. Makes me frustrated because it's just like watching people that could be helping themselves and they don't care.
Gamers rise up. Come on.
Yes.
And
This
see,
is a
that's
call to
my
arms,
nihilistic
all of you
nature
Madden players,
of
all of
being
you
like,
FIFA players.
man, they don't care, so we shouldn't care. Who cares,
Yeah.
man?
I guess it's just hard enough.
Because
It's
like
you-
I said, I have a stake in it. I could play one of
Oh.
these games. I might actually buy one if they were decent, or if Street came back. Hashtag Street 2021. Anyhow, that's it.
But I think that's the case of it, where it's like they don't make more money
yeah.
by catering to you, dude.
No, they don't.
Like,
I know,
this is
'cause I'm
the
not worth it.
optimized monetary system. So,
For now.
Yeah.
For now.
It's just,
It might change. I hope
I
it
just gotta change
changes.
my mindset.
well, I think the only way that it would change is like legally, because
Yeah.
it is the optimal monetization system.
I seriously want to like see the changes from the past 10 years in games. Like, I'm sure 10 years ago the game would look
Genshin
different.
has made hundreds of millions of dollars already.
Yeah, I know.
I'm still getting ads for that game.
Okay, let's
Uh-huh.
move on before I'm done. I can't talk about it
Before
anymore. 'cause
PJ
it's
has a
just-
brain aneurysm.
I know. I have like a vein popping out of my head. I'm getting so frustrated with this
I know.
topic.
Are you thinking about those $1,500 that you spent?
Oh, no, we're not
Jesus
talking
Christ.
about that.
Oh,
EA just infuriates me sometimes. Not with everything. I
in the
think they
game,
have
though.
some valid things, but their sports sector kind of frustrates me. But
EA Sports. It's in the game.
it is in the game.
More like it's in the
big.
it's
Those
in
were
the
the
loot
games.
boxes.
SSX Tricky.
Yeah.
Anything planned for this month, John? Or Street?
What? Oh, I have no idea.
On
We're
Twitch
just,
stream.
we're just winging it, at
As
this point.
usual.
Just show up Monday, Wednesday, maybe Fridays. I don't know. Just look out for the.
I agree.
What he said. And then for anyone that's actually been keeping up with it,
Do we
make
get a
sure you
Twitch
guys-
URL?
Oh, it's
yeah.
twitch.tv/cameramanjohn.com.
Yeah.
Okay, now
and
you can
then-
proceed with the YouTube stuff.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean, obviously, you guys are already here, so you know where the YouTube is at.
Slap that subscribe.
More than likely, unless if you're just listening. If you're just listening, make sure you check out Phat Peeps YouTube as well. But also on the Discord, the winner for the month of October was announced yesterday. So go ahead and check out the VODs for
Congratulations.
that, or check out in the chat if you were the winner or not.
Yay!
Congratulations to everyone else that participated. We appreciated all of the submissions. You guys made beautiful art, and
Very
thank
scary.
you
Very
all so much.
spooky.
There was some spooky ones that got to me, and there was a lot of creativity, and we love seeing this every single
Yes.
time we hold a competition. So make sure you guys continue to do that, and check out the next competition when we open it,
Yeah.
and show some more love.
It's hard judging, but it's we love it.
It
we
is.
love it.
Definitely. And that's
What
it.
series are happening on the YouTube right now?
We're transitioning out of Modern Warfare, possibly. Check out this month. We will have some Black Ops content once that
Oh,
comes
wow.
out. And then we were gonna have Cyberpunk, but
Ooh,
as
awkward.
we know from the last episode, that's
Oof.
not gonna happen now. So next month for that one. And we're kind of up in the air right now. We'll definitely be having some more Call of
Yeah.
Duty dubs. But just
Reformatting
stay
pretty
tuned.
much everywhere.
we're
Y'all.
I'm
Keep
gonna
it-
put it.
keep
I'm gonna
it fresh.
vocalize it now. We need to get on the Pokemon Nuzlocke randomizer.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I think that's gonna be coming up here soon in the
We got
next
some
probably couple
yeah,
weeks.
we got some time slots opening up too.
Yeah,
for
so we'll mess around with that and have some fun and just check it out, guys. Let us know what you think. We'll maybe have some format changes too and try out some new stuffs. But yeah, much love, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, also, I want to shout out Panama, November 3rd, Independence Day. Happy Independence Day.
Oh,
Panama.
yay.
All right, we love you, Pam.
Congratulations.
Also, Dominica.
Pamamana.
Also, Dominica. And that's Dominica. And
All right, I think that's gonna do it for us. Thanks everybody for
Okay.
listening to the Fat Peeps podcast.
Bye.
We'll catch you guys next time.
Timmy.
Tim.
Wow.